I'll get my recording. Hey, what's going, guys? It's me, Liam SML here, and today I'm gonna react to some more fake animations. So let's just get started. My brother ate my dog is what we're gonna start with.
My name is Delara, and I want to tell you how I got rid of my psychopath brother. He tyrannized my family for years.
Call the fucking
but now
cops
he's
on
gone.
him. Jesus,
Yes,
it's
I
like
confess,
everyone on this
I
channel
did it.
fucking
I made
retarded.
him disappear. Since I can remember, I lived in constant fear of death. When my brother and I played together, he would always put flashes
He using
behind
One
my
Punch
face,
Man.
as if he was suffocating it. And then he would point
Why
at
is
me
he
and
putting
laugh
One Punch
like
Man
I
in
would
there?
be next.
Get out of there. One Punch Man, get out of there now.
Evil monster, which is why they never left me alone with him in the same room. He loved drawing himself eating and crucifying other people. To make things worse, most of the time, I was the victim. So of course I was scared. I knew my brother wanted to turn his fantasies into reality.
Maybe you should have gave him
Luckily, I
counseling.
had my parents and my dog Tobias protecting me. My brother had tried several times to break into my room at night, but Tobias always slept next to me. He was a very big dog.
Oh my god,
Unfortunately, that didn't save him from my brother. One day, my brother ran after me.
Maybe you should have put him in
Tobias
counseling when he
immediately
was like,
came to my rescue
or
and jumped onto
therapy
my
when he was
brother,
like,
threw him
oh
down
no,
and snarled
young.
at him. But psychopaths like my brother are incapable of feeling fear. That's why he just grinned back at Tobias and said, "You will regret this badly." I knew it was my responsibility to protect Tobias from my brother, but I failed. My brother must have lured him outside, and then Tobias was gone. I told my parents that my brother got rid of Tobias, but they didn't quite believe me. They said maybe Tobias just ran away. But the next day, when my parents and I came back from grocery shopping, my brother was in the kitchen cooking. He had never cooked before, and for some reason, he was staring at me with his usual evil grin. Then he pulled out a big haunch and bit into it, while staring at me. The haunch was weirdly big. It took me a few seconds to realize that he was eating the leg of Tobias.
Oh my
In that
fucking
moment,
god,
something
no
switched
way.
inside me. I knew only one of us would survive. I was ready to die. I first told my parents what was going on, but when they took a closer look at the haunch, they said it wasn't Tobias. But I knew they were lying to make me feel comfortable.
Yeah,
Because
maybe
a
they
few
were
minutes
lying.
later, my brother told me what he had done to Tobias, how he had
Call
cooked
the
him, and
fucking
that he
cops.
tasted like
Is everyone on
high-quality
this
beef.
channel retarded?
Tobias wasn't just a dog for me. He was my best friend. And no one eats my best friend without equal retribution. My parents were scared of my brother, but I wasn't anymore. I knew if I didn't take action, I would end up like Tobias. To protect myself, my dad gave me pepper spray.
Pepper spray,
He told
really?
me to
Give her
use
a
it against my brother
gun.
if he threatened me.
Pepper spray? I don't
He
think
said
pepper
the
spray would
pepper
work
spray
on him.
was strong enough to keep off bears.
Oh my god, they're using that meme, no!
Brother. But I had no interest
Jesus,
in
are these people trying to
myself.
use random things that are popular
To
make them
So
their
the next
videos more
morning,
popular?
I opened my brother's door and threw a heavy book at him and screamed, "You murderer!" He immediately got up and ran after
Run,
me.
bitch,
I
run,
ran out of our
run!
house directly into the forest. My brother ran after me, but I had two advantages. I was 2 years older than
I don't
him,
think years
and I
manage
had shoes
speed.
on while he didn't. I was faster than him.
Gotta
I
go
kept so
fast.
close enough that he thought he could catch me. 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. I had never run like this before. It was a beautiful and intense experience. I stopped and gasped for air. My brother was right there, 5 meters away. I could see in his face that he had waited for this moment all his life. But so did I. I pulled my dad's pepper spray out, ready to use it against my brother, and end this once and for all. My brother started running away from me, but I was faster than him, and about to catch up when I fell and he escaped. Now I was truly petrified. I wasn't sure what my brother would do next. So I ran to my parents and told them about my brother and how he had run after me in the forest. They knew I was telling the truth and decided my brother was too dangerous to continue to live with us. That's why they tried to put him into a special facility for violent and dangerous teenagers. But my brother had no criminal record, so they didn't accept him in.
Really?
My parents' only
He
choice
killed their
left was
fucking
giving him
dog.
into a foster home, but they said he was too dangerous and a threat to the other kids there. That's why they decided to keep him living with us. Of course, we were all scared, and I was sleeping in my parents' bed from now on.
Baby.
I spent hours every night thinking how I could get rid of him. And then I had an idea. What if I placed a knife into his backpack and called the police to tell them he was planning to attack someone? But I knew he would accuse me of setting him up. So I also put a few of his drawings into his backpack. Then, during school, I called the police and told them my brother had told me he wanted to go psycho on his classmates. The
And they
police
believed
immediately
it.
arrived and took him into custody. And guess what? Now he is in a youth detention facility, and he will stay there for many years. However, his new home is only 40 miles away from where we live, and I'm scared that he will break out of there and come to get me. Because he has repeatedly sworn to take revenge on me. Because he knows that I had set him up. That's why I'm practicing sprinting and fighting every day. I always carry some weapon with me, just in case. My parents have also installed an alarm system to our house in case my brother tries to break in and get me. It's scary, but I know how to defend myself, and once I'm older, I'll just move far away, somewhere where my brother will never find me. And if he does find me, I'll be prepared. In fact,
It's Mortal
I sometimes
Kombat,
hope he won't
really?
break out and fight me. Then I could finally end this once and for all.
What a stupid video.
So, you guys want to watch a movie?
See the film. Critics are called the fastest, funniest movie.
Okay, let's look at some more videos. Let's see, what should I react to? I lived like a pig. Yes. Yes.
Hey, I'm Tessa, and my brother Theo always wants to feel special and important. I guess that's why he suddenly became a vegan, even though he had never cared about animal rights before. At first, I tried to ignore him, but he kept talking about how meat was murder, and I deserved to burn in hell just because I ate a hamburger.
looks like a
Obviously, I told him
cheeseburger.
to off. I mean, it's just a burger,
Yeah,
right?
flip him
But
off.
then
Maybe
he
tell his
said,
parents that he's
"You
bald.
don't understand how much those animals suffer. I bet my next birthday and Christmas present that if you lived like an industrial
Oink,
pig
oink,
for just
oink.
1 week, you would become a vegetarian afterwards and never eat meat again." Well, it was summer vacation and I had nothing.
Really?
better to do,
You had
so
nothing
I
to do?
agreed to his
Why would
stupid
you do
bet.
that?
2 days later, he had built a cage for me in our barn. It was so tiny, and when I went inside, I could only stand straight or lie down. But there was no space to move or walk around. And then my brother threw a load of mud on me to make things more realistic. It was disgusting, but I quickly got used to it. Much worse was the boredom. I mean, I had no phone and no one to talk to. After 4 long hours, I called my brother Theo because I needed to go to the toilet. But he said that I wasn't allowed to do that because pigs like me live and sleep in their own feces.
Fuck.
I told him to fuck off again, but in the end, we came to
They
a
said the
compromise.
F word again?
I could use the bathroom twice a day if Theo could dump pig shit from our neighbor's farm on
What
me.
the
Oh
fuck?
man, I was so naive. Theo didn't just get pig shit. He also mixed it with water, so it went everywhere on my body. It was so gross. But I couldn't complain because it was part of the deal. And industrial pigs really do live in their own feces. Their living conditions are awful. To make things worse, on the 3rd day, I got a cold.
Really? You
no
kinda
wonder.
cold?
The only reason industrial pigs don't get sick is because they're pumped full of antibiotics and medicine. At some point, our dog, Popo, sneaked into the barn.
What a dumb
and when
dog
he saw
animation.
me, he started barking because he was so worried about me. In that moment, I realized that if someone put their dog in a cage and left them in their own filth, that they would go to prison for animal abuse. And there is no reason to treat a dog better than a pig. I mean, did you know that pigs are more intelligent than dogs? When my brother Theo came into the barn, he chased Popo away saying, "Pigs don't have friends." But luckily, Popo got my parents and led them to the barn where they found me in the cage covered in pig feces, suffering from a cold. My parents immediately stopped the so-called
My
sister
sister has a pig
and
experience.
sent me to take a shower and get some rest. After this experience, I know firsthand how bad the living conditions of industrial animals are.
Oink, oink.
Many industrial animals are force-fed until they collapse under their own weight. And baby pigs are separated from their mothers at a young age, even though pigs are very social
Oh, no,
animals,
pigs are really
just like
social.
us humans. Imagine taking a toddler away from its mother. You wouldn't, right?
I think
You know how
doctors
much
do that to do
pain it would
tests
cause,
on them.
and it's the
Not
same
tests,
for
I mean
pigs.
checks on
My
them.
brother
They make sure
Theo
they're
was
doing good.
wrong about one thing, though. Despite my experience, I didn't become a vegetarian or vegan. Instead, I decided to only eat free-range meat from animals which live outdoors under humane conditions. Unfortunately, that kind of meat is very expensive, and my family can't afford it very often. I strongly believe that someday we will look back on factory farming of animals the way we look back on human slavery. There really is no difference.
You know what? I'm
We're
done with this
exploiting
dumb
living
video. Let's get to the
creatures
next
for our
one.
own convenience. And I know some people will argue that eating meat is natural, but so is murder. Humans have been killing each other for tens of thousands of years, but we still made it illegal, and for good reasons. So even if, like me, you don't want to go completely vegetarian, you can at least reduce the
There you go.
There's
Let's
no
look at this video.
greater love than a mother's for her child. So imagine how you would feel if your baby was accidentally switched at birth.
That's
And
illegal.
you had raised someone else's baby for 5 years, loving it as if it was your own. Would you keep the child you had? Or would you want to swap it for your biological child? That was the dilemma I faced 1 year ago. One day, a woman from the government came to my home. She said we had something important to discuss, and that's when she told me my daughter wasn't my daughter. At first, I got angry and told her to shut up, but she proceeded to explain that my child had accidentally been switched at birth.
What?
And that my daughter
No
wasn't my
way!
biological child. My heart dropped, and I felt like a little piece of me died. But deep down, I knew that she was telling the truth, because when I gave birth, I was sure my baby was a boy. However, he needed special care, so the doctors took him away from me to treat him. And I didn't have time
That's what I
to
mean
take
by
a
the
good
other
look
video
at
from
him.
the kids and the
Next
pigs and the
day,
oink oink
when I
oink
saw my
shit.
baby again, it was suddenly a girl. I asked if there had been a mix-up, but everyone told me I was crazy. And the nurses even laughed at me, saying I was silly and confused. In the end, I figured I had seen things wrong because of the drugs I'd been on while giving birth. The test showed that neither he nor the mother were the girl's parents. So they figured that some of the babies at the hospital must have been switched by mistake.
If they did that,
That's why
I don't
I
think
had
that's
to
even
do a
possible.
DNA test to confirm that I was the mother of the other child. And it came back positive, which means that I'd been caring for the wrong little
Holy
girl
shit.
all these years. The first time I met my biological son, I'll be honest, I didn't feel anything for him. He was just another kid. I wanted to keep my daughter, the one I'd loved
You
and
should
cared
just
for
press
over the past 5
charges on
years.
them and get, like,
We were
sue
really
the
close, and it
hospital.
broke my heart to think of being parted from her. My biological son felt the same way. He begged his mother to not send him to live with me. But then the problem started. The other family wanted to switch the kids back. I refused because I didn't care about whose DNA my daughter has. And in the end, the case went to court.
No, this video's so
Unfortunately, the
stupid.
court
I'm
decided-
done with this shitty content forever. Goodbye. See you guys tomorrow.